In the labyrinthine depths of the Vatican, where ancient stone walls whisper secrets older than the church itself, Father Lorenzo, a young archivist, stumbled upon a peculiar anomaly. Tasked with cataloging dusty manuscripts in the secret archives, he noticed a faint seam in the wall behind a forgotten shelf, barely visible under centuries of grime. No record mentioned a door here, not in the meticulously kept ledgers, not in the whispered lore of the curators. His curiosity, sharp as a blade, urged him to press against the stone. With a groan, the wall yielded, revealing a hidden door, its iron hinges rusted but intact. Beyond it, a spiral staircase descended into darkness, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and something metallic, like old blood. Lorenzo's lantern cast flickering shadows as he descended, each step echoing with an unnatural weight. The Vatican was a place of mysteries, but this felt profane, as if the very stones recoiled from his presence. At the bottom, a chamber opened, its walls carved with symbols that twisted the eye, neither Latin nor any script he knew. In the center stood a basalt altar, stained black, its surface etched with grooves that funneled toward a central basin. The air hummed with a low, guttural chant, though no source was visible. Lorenzo's breath caught as he noticed a single object on the altar, a small obsidian key, its edges unnaturally sharp. When he reached for it, the chanting stopped, replaced by a silence so heavy it pressed against his chest. Then he heard it, a shuffle, soft but deliberate, from the shadows. His lantern flickered, revealing nothing, but the air grew colder, the darkness thicker. Something was there, watching. He clutched the key, its edges biting into his palm, and ran back to the staircase. The door slammed shut behind him, the sound reverberating like a gunshot. Back in the archives, he found the seam in the wall gone, as if it had never existed. That night, in his sparse quarters, Lorenzo couldn't sleep. The key, now hidden in his desk, seemed to pulse with a life of its own. Shadows moved in the corners of his vision, and whispers, too faint to discern, followed him through the Vatican's halls. The next day, he searched for the door again, but the shelf stood undisturbed, the wall seamless. His inquiries to senior archivists were met with blank stares or sharp dismissals. One cardinal, his eyes cold as marble, warned him to leave unopened what was sealed for a reason. Days turned to weeks, and Lorenzo's health withered. His dreams were plagued by visions of the chamber, the altar, and a figure just beyond sight, its form too vast, too wrong. The key, which he couldn't bring himself to discard, grew heavier, its surface now etched with faint, shifting runes. He began to hear the chant again, louder in the quiet moments, during Mass, in the silence of the confessional. It wasn't coming from the Vatican. It was inside him. Desperate, he confided in a friend, a Jesuit scholar named Marco. Together, they pored over forbidden texts, uncovering references to a pre-Christian cult that once worshipped beneath Rome's hills. The cult revered an entity, an unseen warden, sealed away by the early church. The chamber, the key, the altar, all were part of a lock, not to keep something out, but to keep it in. The door's discovery wasn't an accident. It had chosen to be found. Marco urged Lorenzo to destroy the key, but before they could act, Marco vanished. His room was found empty, his notes burned to ash. Lorenzo, now alone, felt the entity's presence grow stronger. One night, as he prayed for deliverance, the key began to glow, its runes blazing. The air split, and the hidden door reappeared, not in the archives, but in his room's wall. Beyond it, the staircase beckoned, the chant now a deafening roar. Lorenzo knew he shouldn't go, but his will was no longer his own. He stepped through, the door sealing behind him. The Vatican records list Father Lorenzo as missing, his disappearance unremarked upon, another quiet erasure. But in the archives, late at night, some claim to hear faint whispers, a rhythmic chant rising from the stones. And in the deepest shadows, a seam in the wall sometimes appears, briefly, hungrily, before vanishing again.